What if stepping outside felt like opening an oven? Where the sun isn't just hot, it's dangerous. Where water boils faster, roads melt, and survival depends on knowing when not to move. On Unreal World Facts, we explore places on Earth that don't feel real. And today, we're taking you to one of the hottest inhabited regions humans still call home: the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. Within it lies Dalol, a volcanic area so extreme that no one lives there, with acid pools and ground hotter than anywhere else on Earth. But the surrounding villages are inhabited. Here, life continues every day. Not as an experiment, not as a challenge, but as a way of life. Welcome to one of the hottest inhabited places on Earth. This is the Danakil Depression in northern Ethiopia, one of the hottest inhabited regions on Earth. Dalol, a volcanic area within it, is the absolute extreme, with colorful acid pools and ground so hot that no one can live there. The wider region, however, is home to resilient Afar communities who have adapted to survive here. This vast desert-like area sits below sea level and traps heat like a giant oven. Temperatures in the villages regularly reach 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, 104 to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and can climb even higher during peak months. There are no seasons of relief. Nights remain warm, and the heat never truly lets up. It is constant, relentless, and unforgiving. The heat here isn't just uncomfortable. It's oppressive. The air feels heavy. Breathing slows. Movement becomes deliberate. Metal burns skin. Electronics fail. Engines overheat. Even shadows feel hot. In Dalol itself, the ground is so extreme that staying for long is impossible. But in the surrounding Danakil villages, outsiders can still feel the full intensity. A few hours here can cause dizziness or collapse. For the Afar people who live here, this is normal. Their bodies have adapted. Their routines have adapted. Their lives have adapted to survive in one of the hottest inhabited places on Earth. Life in the Danakil Depression follows the sun. Afar people wake before dawn. Work happens early or late. Midday is avoided. Homes are built for airflow, not decoration. Thick walls, small openings, minimal heat traps. Water is precious. Shade is survival. Children learn early when to move, when to rest, when to stay indoors. Heat controls everything. Dalol itself is too extreme for permanent life. But these communities have adapted to survive in one of the hottest inhabited regions on Earth. In the Danakil Depression, the Afar people have worked the salt flats for generations. Early mornings are for cutting massive salt blocks from the ground. Midday is avoided. The sun is merciless. Camels carry the heavy salt along long desert routes to nearby towns. Every step, every block is a struggle against the heat. Water is scarce. Shade is rare. Yet this is life here, a tradition that has survived for centuries in one of the hottest inhabited regions on Earth. Visitors often watch in awe. The desert seems endless, the sun unbearable. But for the Afar people, this is normal. Their bodies, their routines, their very lives have adapted to survive here. Water is life. Wells are few, and sources are shared. Every drop matters. Food is simple and practical. Heavy meals are avoided. Eating follows the cooler hours of the day. Livestock are moved carefully because the heat affects animals as much as people. Survival here isn't about strength. It's about knowledge. Knowing the land. Knowing the heat. Knowing your limits. For the Afar people, this wisdom has been passed down through generations, allowing life to persist in an environment where most would struggle to survive. The obvious question is always the same. Why don't they leave? Because this land is history, culture, identity. Generations of Afar people were born in the Danakil Depression. Stories are rooted here. Leaving means losing more than heat. It means leaving family, tradition, and a way of life that has survived for centuries. To the outside world, this place seems extreme, even dangerous. To them, it's familiar. It's home. Scientists study regions like the Danakil Depression to understand climate extremes. What happens when heat rises? How do humans adapt? What might the future look like? Places like this may become more common. The villages here aren't just surviving today, they're a warning and a lesson. Humans are resilient, but nature always sets the rules. Dalol, with its otherworldly acid pools, shows the extremes of the planet. The surrounding villages show the limits humans can adapt to, and how culture, knowledge, and resilience make life possible in one of the hottest inhabited places on Earth. From the coldest towns on Earth to the hottest inhabited villages in the Danakil Depression, humans adapt everywhere. Different climates, same determination. Cold freezes life. Heat drains it. Yet people stay. They build. They endure. Dalol shows Earth at its extreme. The surrounding villages show how humans become part of that story. Earth is unreal. And humans, through resilience and knowledge, are part of that story too. If this place surprised you, this is just one story. On Unreal World Facts, we explore places and lives that don't feel real, but are very much human. From the alien landscapes of Dalol to the villages of the Danakil Depression, the extremes of Earth show both nature's power and human resilience. If you enjoy discovering the extremes of our planet, the full journey continues right here, because Earth is stranger, hotter, colder, and more unreal than we imagine. And if you want to keep exploring the most unbelievable places on Earth, subscribe now and join us on every journey into the unreal.